Hey guys, what's up? We're live.
Hey! Hey guys!
Yo!
Hey!
This is different.
Yeah, it is. I don't really... Yay!
Yay.
Okay, so before anything else, just a quick sound test. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear Monsters? Monsters, say something.
Hi, what's up? Hi, everybody.
And also, can you hear Nikki? Say something,
Can you
Nikki.
guys hear? Hello!
Oh, the Planet Sheen quotes.
Yeah. Planet Sheen is oh so funky. By the
It
way,
is,
guys,
though.
this spectrum isn't accurate, so if it looks really choppy, that's on purpose.
Don't ruin the illusion.
I'm sorry.
It's aesthetics.
Okay.
It's all about the aesthetics.
Turn the audio down. Well, then, I mean, you can do that
Sicko
at home.
mode.
All right, welcome everyone. Music is too loud. Well, the music should be off
The
by
music's
now.
off now, yeah.
Okay, all right. Here, both but Pieguy's a little quiet. Monsters, crank me up.
Will do.
Turn me to
Aye,
11.
Captain.
Hi, Viden Kakari.
So hey everyone, welcome to the first live recast. If we're a little out of sorts and stuff, it's because this is the first live recast.
Yeah. We're still
Um,
partially figuring things out.
Yes, we planned, but no matter how much playing you do, a live show's a live show, you know?
Yeah.
No matter how small, a live show's a live show
Yeah.
through it all. As Dr. Seuss once said. So, we got a show for you guys today. Basically, the itinerary is that we're going to do our intro and our What We Watch segments for the first 15-ish minutes. Take us to maybe like 8:15, 8:20. After that, we're going to go into Q&A/news. And what that is over on our Discord, there are chats for general live, where you can just chat, send news live, and ask questions live, where you can send us stuff over there, and we will look at the news and answer questions, kind of like in a big mixed bag area. We'll also be looking at the chat in YouTube, but that's set to be just normal chat, so like the stuff's going to move really fast. We're not going to be able to read everything. So if you want us to see things, have a higher chance of seeing things, send it in the Discord. There's a Discord link in the description, ? Monsters. Did you put it there? Yeah, you did.
I'm
Good job.
good.
Yeah, you are. All right. So that's the thing. So yeah, we're just gonna. Hey, Kuro, how you doing, bud?
Kuro in the chat.
Kuro, my man.
Good friend of the recast.
Yes.
And on that note, actually, I worked on a video with Kuro this past week that I can't say
Ooh.
too many things about, but it is like the most heated that I've ever gotten recording a YouTube video.
Wow.
Like no joke. So it's gonna be really good. Kuro's been working pretty obsessively on that, so it should be coming out soon. You're the best, Kuro.
And the art looks amazing. Like, you guys are excited for the art. It looks so sick.
Speaking of art, I heard a rumor that you were doing something for us, Nikki.
Oh, yes, I am. I mean, I can't say very much about it, or can I?
Recast art is coming. There's gonna be something really nice. We worked on we came up with a really good concept, and I believe Nikki's gonna bring it to awesome execution.
Hopefully, but I think I'll make it like super awesome for you guys. You guys can use it for like any guest or any subject for the show.
Don't say what exactly we're using it for. But all right, so there's that. Monsters, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I'm feeling very lively right now, you know?
Good. That's good
I
for a
couldn't
live
resist.
show.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing. I was actually feeling a little sick earlier, but I'm feeling better now. You know, I'm having a good week. I'll talk about that in what we watched or played.
Can we get the hashtag Feel Better Pie Guy?
Shush. We are also. She's not on the visuals, but she is joining us. Ms. Nikki, the imaginative artist, is here. In case you didn't already hear her lovely voice. How are you doing, Nikki?
I'm doing well. I just had school today. Just same old and such.
Okay.
I finished some artwork I did of another YouTuber named Brian Holes. because he did like a video about his goal to lose weight and stuff, and I can relate to that because I actually been trying to lose weight myself. So I drew something for him as a way like, hey, I was saying a way of thank you for showing that it's not just losing weight to become healthy, but also to be mentally better because he was feeling super depressed, and I can relate to that when you're stress eating. So I drew him as a way of thank you for telling that to everyone, just to like be of self love and self respect to yourself and to your body.
Oh, that's
great,
good.
Mickey. Yeah.
I just uploaded, by the way, on the recats section of the recast Discord server.
Awesome name, by the way.
Thank you. A live view of what my cat is doing right now while sitting on me. So again, join the Discord if you wanna see a really cute picture of a cat blumping. Oh goodness.
Also, if you haven't checked it out, I have a video on Planet Sheen. I feel like most people have seen it already.
Good plug. Yeah, no, definitely see it. Monsters keep saying like, "Oh, it's not my best work." Monsters, dude, I think you did a really good job on it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Like, as someone who usually like really appreciates really long analysis, the fact that you're able to say a lot about Planet Sheen in a pretty short time, I think says a lot.
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot more I could have said.
Well, we did on the recast.
Yeah.
We definitely did.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week with Cosmodor, who might still be in the chat, might not be. Thank you, Cosmo, for being on that wonderful cast last week.
Shout out.
Speaking of that, Monsters, do we have a few corrections from last week?
Yeah, we do. If I may find them first. So first off, I was wondering why Mr. Nesmith, the Planet Sheen character, the ape, has a beanie on, because he's like a space primate, and it just logically doesn't make sense. And I'll give whoever created him credit on the Planet Sheen team, because he's based on I believe the lead singer of the band The Monkees, whose name was like Mike Nesmith, and he always wore a beanie. So I mean, I think that's pretty clever. So
wait, you mean like the Monkees, like here we come walking down the street? That Monkees?
I think they did the original "I'm a Believer" song, but I could be wrong.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love the Monkees.
But yeah, so that's a correction. Thank you to whoever corrected us on that.
From the Discord, Joe Pat just said Monsters is brave for taking on Planet Sheen.
yeah, it's scary. So the next correction we have is we were wondering how frequently Ultralord, or if at all, was in Planet Sheen. And I said, I'm pretty sure he just was referenced maybe once or twice. It turns out he actually appeared, and there was an episode kind of about him. And then the last correction we have is actually quite topical for this recast. We said in the past few recasts, when talking about the community cast, that Shark Tale was on Netflix, and it's not on Netflix anymore.
Yeah, that's annoying. I had to watch. I actually found it on HBO Go.
That's convenient.
So I was still able to watch it. Yeah, conveniently, but yeah, the month we decide to do this specifically, and every week I keep saying, it's on Netflix, just check it out there. Yeah, no, not anymore. So that abomination's gone.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to what we watched here, because we're taking a bit of time. So Mr. Monsters, what have you watched in the past week?
Watched a couple things. First being, I watched an episode of Futurama. Big shout out to Sci-Fi, because I don't know their schedule too well, but sometimes late at night they'll have reruns of Futurama, and I don't think I've seen a lot of Comedy Central episodes. It's most of the original like Fox episodes. The episode I watched was Insane in the Mainframe. And if you don't know what that episode is, it's basically where Fry and Bender are at a bank, and they get caught up in a burglary, and they get sent to a robot asylum.
That's the first one with Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto. And Fry goes insane. He basically receives like the robot equivalent of a lobotomy, and then he like kind of loses all emotion and like acts like a robot. Yeah. So this was the introduction to Roberto. The episode is kind of all over the place. Like, there's so many different locations. First, it's oh, they're celebrating Zoidberg's anniversary at the company, and then Fry starts thinking about his retirement. Then they go to the bank, then the courtroom, then the asylum, then back to the bank, and then it ends at Planet Express. But I do like though how it's just like the episode is more than just one inciting incident, and then it's from there on out. It's I don't know, it's one thing after another, and I feel like the episode serves that well. And also the ending was pretty funny with Fry, because he kind of he's like, oh, I know what my purpose is as a robot. I'm a battle droid. And then he starts going after Roberto, and then I did find it weird though that basically the reason why Fry starts thinking that he's a human again is because he gets cut by Roberto's knife, and he looks at the cut, and there's blood coming from it. He's like, oh yeah, I guess I'm a human now, and then and then he returns back to normal. So I don't know. It was kind of quick and kind of abnormal, but it was a really funny episode. And then just the other thing I watched was on Toonami. We were just channel surfing, and we came across a show called Mob Psycho 100. There's not really much explaining I can do for this, because it was so bizarre. Like, I really can't compare it to anything else, because it was really an eye-opening experience, and it kind of gave me like a sensation of something like I've never experienced before, and just seeing something like unique and different for the first time. It's an anime, and it's super visually impressive. There's a lot of action, at least in the episode that I saw, and it kept switching between different art styles, and the characters had crazy detail, and I can't praise it enough for that. Though I will say that it was kind of on the contrarian side. When there wasn't action, it was a lot of just static close-ups and panning overhead shots, not very atypical of most other anime. But I'm assuming that that's like the kind of the lack of animation for the dialogue scenes was maybe just to make the dub more realistic, or maybe to just conserve animation costs for the crazy action, which I totally understand. And I believe the episode.
That's anime for you.
Yeah, I believe the anime was or the episode I watched was a finale of one of the seasons of the show. But just after watching it, I'm super intrigued to continue watching it.
Cool. Nikki, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here. But I was answering a question.
Oh, okay. Did you watch anything in the past week you want to talk about?
In the past week, I watched 2 episodes of, and I know it's just stereotypical of me, but I watched 2 episodes of the new Star Trek Discovery show.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh no, I watched Star Trek. But the thing is, so I'm not sure if you guys watched it before, because it's on a CBS streaming service, which honestly kind of sucks, because it kept freezing for me and my dad for whatever reason. But I enjoy these 2 actually, because the season one's Discovery has not been very good, and the same can be said for all the Star Trek shows, because season 1 of any Star Trek show, or any show for that matter, isn't really the best, or it sets up. But I was really disappointed by how the show is run. It's like trying to be like, we're not like suave, this is here, we're gonna be cool and say swear words because we're millennials and stuff. They're like being like that. So like these past 2 episodes, which one of them was actually directed by Jonathan Frakes, who played a Star Trek character on TNG, which is really cool. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was like, finally, the show is actually good now. So if any Trekkies out there, I recommend watch Discovery if you've seen all the shows. But if you haven't, I say just watch the other ones first. Give this one a last thing to watch. And a movie I seen recently was the last Batman movie trilogy with the Bane one, because I never seen the one with Bane.
Trilogy. You're talking about the Dark Knight.
The trilogy. Right? Yeah, the Dark Knight Rises. I've actually seen that Yeah, the thing is, my brother Noah has been on a Batman craze as of late. He's like, dude, we need to watch like all 3 Batman movies, and I'm like, oh no. But and I never seen the Bane one. And I only know Bane just from watching funny YouTube clips of like Bane going, of course, like the really silly high pitched voice. So like I couldn't take the movie seriously, but I enjoyed it. It was like very thrilling and action packed
We were
and
talking about
such.
The
It was a
Dark
good.
Knight last week.
I was.
Oh really?
Either last week or the week before. I watched The Dark Knight. I didn't watch Rises because I don't like Rises.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yep, and that's why we're friends. Sorry, Nikki.
Aw.
Okay, so I didn't really do much of any watching in the past week. I mean, I did, but like I saw an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which the Brooklyn
Awesome
Nine-Nine
show.
hasn't been great lately. But this episode gets rid of the most obnoxious character on the show that I cannot stand. So hopefully it'll take a big upturn there. But no, what I've been doing is I decided kind of on a whim on Saturday to buy myself a PS4 Pro.
Ooh.
So I've been playing Spider-Man and Kingdom Hearts, which are both like tangentially related to cartoons. They both have cartoon adaptations. Well, I mean, one of them is like a weird cartoon crossover in a video game, and the other one is a series that has had many cartoons. I won't go into too much detail here because the internet's been talking about Kingdom Hearts a lot, and I'm only on the first one. I basically bought like the PlayStation Store had like all of them for $100, and I even got some discount because you get a discount when you first buy the PS4.
Right.
So like I'm just playing through literally the first one, and then I have to play through like all the other ones, or at least I'll do 1 and 2 before 3. But yeah, no, it's weird. It's very weird to see like edgy Final Fantasy characters and cartoony as all get out, Goofy and Donald and all these other
Yeah.
characters interacting. But it's cool. I'm kind of finding the battles to be maybe like a little repetitive at the point I'm at. I just got to the Aladdin section, but otherwise I'm enjoying it. And then Spider-Man, I mean, like it's literally just like a complete ripoff of the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham games. But the thing about that is the Batman Arkham games are amazing. Like I love them so much, and in some ways, the Batman Arkham games kind of ripped some things from Spider-Man anyway. Like Batman has a Spidey sense in those games. Like, like the enemies have wavy lines over them if they're about to attack you, like from behind. Like, but like it doesn't. It's although it's super weird because like the Black Cat is in the Spider-Man game and Catwoman's in Arkham, the Arkham games. Like the combat system is the same. You build up a combo meter and you can do these impressive takedowns. Like you can do takedowns from on top of a ledge. Batman swings around in his like bat glider and his bat whatever it's called, the shooty thing where he winds around something and then he
Grappling hook.
Yeah. Like in a similar way that Spider-Man does here. So it's just like a really weird because I just finished playing the first Arkham game. So but yeah, it's I'm definitely having fun with it. It's a good story game too.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion with Kingdom Hearts, but I was watching some friends play the second one, and just like it was really cutscene heavy. When there wasn't fights.
Yeah, I mean it's Square Enix. What
Right.
What else did you expect?
But I couldn't. I don't know if it portrayed itself as if it was trying to make me take it seriously, but like hearing like a whiny teenage voice with like Goofy and Donald Duck, like I just couldn't help but like laugh. There'd be like a really emotional scene and Goofy would be like, "Whoa!" and like I would just laugh out loud at it. You know?
But I think that's the point. Like I think that's what
to
they're
not
going
take it
for.
seriously, or
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I think whether you want to take it super seriously or you don't, I think there's either humor in not taking it seriously, or there's like interesting, I guess, comic relief if you do take it seriously. But
right.
it's weird and interesting. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm like maybe a fifth of the way through the first game, so I'm not too far into it. All right, let's move on to questions and news. Before we get into anything that you guys send us, we're going to talk about the one piece of news that everyone's talking about. You guys wanted us to talk about.
This is what you guys have been waiting for.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad we didn't talk about it last week because the episode airs on Sundays, so no matter what we said, it would have been immediately outdated.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about the Super Bowl and specifically the halftime show that had SpongeBob and Squidward in it. for a second, and then what is it? Sicko mode.
The intro to Travis Scott's Sicko Mode.
Oh my gosh! So like, I watched it live. My family and I were watching the Super Bowl live, and we're like, and then like after Maroon 5 was playing, I was like, okay, whatever. And all of a sudden I hear like ladies and gentlemen. I was like, oh, wait, no, this can't be it. And then like it showed a clip of like a flash animated Squidward. It looked it looked nice. I was like, yes, 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 the petition is true. I'm so glad I signed it. And then he's like conducting, and you see Squidward, SpongeBob doing that silly dance. And all of a sudden, like, it cuts to a fireball. I was like, oh, maybe SpongeBob will appear. Maybe we'll do like an animation thing, on top of the layer. But no, it's just sicko mode. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Yeah, I mean, I was watching it live as well, and after the fireball thing happened and Travis Scott started performing sicko mode, I had like a slight doubt in the back of my mind, like, oh, it's gonna come back, right? But it never did. That was disappointing. And for me, the whole point of the petition and the tribute, the whole reason why they should have performed or at least shown Sweet Victory, is in memory of Steven Hillenburg, the creator. And that's what the petition said. The petition said, play Sweet Victory at the Super Bowl in honor of Steven Hillenburg. And I mean, I appreciate that they did it, but they didn't accomplish either of those things. They didn't play Sweet Victory. They played the opening trumpet fanfare that's not even technically a part of the song, and they didn't acknowledge Steven Hillenburg at all. Like, no in memory of or R.I.P. So that was really disappointing, and I've seen a lot of people say, like, oh, you're just ungrateful. They teased it, and I think if they did that, then I think we had a right to kind of expect more.
Well, supposedly they played. Well, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, supposedly they did play the full song for like the beginning part of the beginning parts of the airing of the NFL of the Super Bowl. Just a montage of the players, and they had Sweet Victory to play in the background, and that's just about it. Nothing else.
All
right, Pieguy, go.
It's the longest I've ever gone without talking. No. Okay. So I'd heard about the petition, but I don't follow sports, and I don't really follow news all that much, to be honest. And also I don't really pay too much attention to petitions because they usually go nowhere. But I kind of saw things, and I saw people saying it's gonna happen, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, where's like the saying it's gonna happen? And then it's like, oh, well. They hinted at it, like they teased it, and they put SpongeBob in like a clip of like Maroon 5 tweeted it or something. Yeah. So like there were quote unquote promises. They never outright said Sweet Victory is playing at the Super Bowl, but they did definitely heavily hint at it. So I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I don't care to do that. I don't even care to watch the commercials anymore. If I want to, I'll watch them on YouTube. I'll hear about the good ones and I'll look them up. So but then I looked at Twitter and I saw that like everyone was upset, and then I clicked on the video link, and again, I didn't have my hopes up because I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, and like I said, petitions usually go nowhere. But at the same time, I was like a little like, oh, okay. Like I wasn't. In all honesty, I didn't have a strong reaction at all. Like I would have liked if that had happened, but I was not personally invested. However, I completely understand the people that were personally invested, and I do understand that like the Hillenburg part of it is a part that unfortunately got completely buried, and that's always when people on the internet want to portray groups as like whiny little babies, they'll leave out that section, right? There'll be a news article that's just like SpongeBob fans up in arms that the Super Bowl.
Yeah, on Twitter it said like some SpongeBob fans were upset they didn't get their fix or something like that.
Yeah. And like that's so upsetting because I mean it's like I know a lot of people probably just wanted to see Sweet Victory played regardless, but the fact that it was for Hillenburg's honor does kind of add this layer of like, oh man, like the fact that they used it ultimately just gain good publicity or whatever, just riding high on the hashtags or whatever, is just especially like upsetting. And and here's the thing, honestly, I'm not really interested in the excuses of like, oh well, it's copyrighted, it's this, it's that. Do you know how much money the NFL brings in?
Yeah.
Like, do you seriously know how much there is no way on earth that they couldn't license that song if they wanted to. Now timing would be tight, certainly. I'm not saying it'd be the easiest task in the world. But if this is something that they really wanted to do, there is absolutely nothing that could have actually stood in their way.
Yeah, one of the animators posted on Twitter that worked on it, and they said I think the NFL and Nickelodeon kind of like met halfway on it, because like Nickelodeon I'm pretty sure wanted to like go full out on it, and the NFL was like, well, yeah, but we have like, we don't want to take too much time away from Maroon 5 and whoever else. So they kind of met on that compromise of having like a 15-second interlude.
Now I to an extent I understand this, because realistically speaking, the overlap of people that watch or watched SpongeBob and watch the Super Bowl, I mean, there certainly is an overlap, obviously, as this is proven. But it's like, what's going to happen is you're going to confuse maybe like 60-70% of your audience. Maybe less, maybe even 30 or 40. Like people that are expecting something bigger or whatever if you play Sweet Victory. Like I mean, and I'm not saying that's a great argument, but like there is something, I guess, to be lost from the NFL if they were to do this. And also, whoever was airing it, because don't rights to air the Super Bowl get passed around from year to year.
Yeah, this year it was CBS.
So I mean, there is certainly, and like the halftime show and like every aspect of these huge, literally most watched television event is going to be criticized. So I can understand wanting to maybe be safe and not do it, but I'll be honest, I would kind of maybe have rather them just never acknowledged it at all.
Yeah.
Just like period. Never made any hints. No one, just like maybe, I don't know, maybe official NFL can tweet about it. Like can just just be like, whatever team wins, just tweet about that team winning and then with Sweet Victory or something. Like I like Toki, but I mean that wouldn't be. I feel like that wouldn't be anywhere you're sitting. I think
you're lagging a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys talk now.
Yeah. I did see that the original singers or producers or whoever were tweeting or posting about it, and they really wanted it to be played. They were quite disappointed as well. And the original singer actually released like 2 different new variations of the song. I think they're on like Spotify and YouTube, but there's a new version that has the orchestral accompaniment, and it's so epic. And I also saw that I don't think it was like during a game, but it was like maybe in like directly beforehand. There was like a Dallas NHL team that played it in their full stadium, like the full song and everything, and that, I don't know, that was really nice to see. But kind of with the stadium in Atlanta playing it to an empty stadium, I feel like that's a pretty striking metaphor for how a lot of fans feel. Just kind of like the lack of acknowledgement.
Yeah, I mean, and I, as always, I will never ever stand for the kind of people that are like talking about death threats or talking about like, I don't know, like taking it to an extreme. It is completely reasonable to be upset. It's completely reasonable to be frustrated. You owe this corporation, CBS, NFL, whatever, Nickelodeon, you owe them nothing. You owe them nothing. You have every right to not be happy with the media they are giving you. But as always, just keep it to a reasonable level, because the bad eggs make us all look bad.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's move on to, wow, we got 221 people watching. Thanks, guys.
Open up the floodgates.
Knock knock. Open up the floodgates. It's here.
Tell the guards to open up the gates.
What are you guys referencing?
I was referencing X-Gun Give It To You, but all right, let's get into this here. So on the questions, let's kind of rapid fire some stuff here.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot.
YouTube chat, guys, or in the Discord.
But Discord, we're more likely to see it. Guys, what is the best pie flavor?
Apple.
Cherry.
Pistachio pudding. Do you feel like Disney's latest movies, Pixar and their own, are becoming too formulaic? If so, would you consider that to be a detriment to the studio and or animation as a whole? Yes. Moving on.
Pixar movies have always been formulaic in some way or another.
Very true. It's only a problem once we're now 15 movies in instead of like 5 movies in.
Yeah, mostly Disney though, from what I've seen, because they've been making those formula movies a lot.
Well, what is Disney doing animation-wise aside from Wreck-It Ralph 2? Like, I know they're doing
Frozen,
all the live-action stuff.
Zootopia.
Frozen 2.
Oh my goodness.
Frozen 2 is it's coming out later this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they also did a partially animated sequence for Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We got a super chat.
Yeah. Alyssa Swain. Thank you very much, by the way. I completely forgot super chat existed. Thank you very much, Alyssa Swain. You are asking, does Pieguy still have the DC streaming service? Not right now. The PS4 purchase put me a little back, but I do want to get it. I want to watch Young Justice and I want to finish Batman. So I will be getting it, but I might wait until Young Justice is all out. So yeah.
Oh, what do you guys think about Adventure Time airing on Adult Swim?
Yeah, that's weird news. I don't.
That is weird.
I mean, why not? I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, Adventure Time's weird enough to fit in on Adult Swim, certainly.
Yeah, just show it like in the afternoon or early morning. I mean, it's just not a big deal, honestly.
Well, considering Adult Swim now starts at what, like 3 in the afternoon?
Sounds about right.
Or
that's a joke.
Maybe maybe they just need like some time slots filled, so they just like, I guess we'll just put Adventure Time, I guess, since people are fans of that.
Adult Swim has like a million shows. Like a lot of one-off stuff and a lot of random stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's an experiment in adult animation that isn't like completely raunchy adult. Who knows? Maybe Adventure Time reboot coming to Adult Swim. Probably not. Anyway.
There was a lot of people that agree with me that Back at the Barnyard isn't as bad as you guys said.
Way to throw Nikki under the bus. Nikki didn't say anything about Back at the Barnyard.
Oh yeah, you and Cosmo. Anyway.
All right. From TuneJ723, Pieguy, you said before you don't like Blue Regard Q Kazoo because he's a jerk character, and I've noticed other people on the internet seem to not like him too. What makes Blue different from characters like Mr. Krabs and Eddie from Ed, Edd n Eddy? Okay, first of all, we will thank you, Maxwell Shapiro, for the $1.99 donation. We will get to your question after this. First of all, Ed, Edd n Eddy and Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob are specifically designed to be jerk characters in those roles. Like, that's the whole point. The point of Blue is that his friendship with Mac is the most important thing in the series, and yet he's awful to Mac. That's the whole point. like that's literally, Mac comes to Foster's every day to save Blue from being adopted, and why does he do it when Blue treats him like dirt? He created Blue to stand up to his bully of a brother, but Blue is a bigger bully than his brother. Also, thank you, Tim Whitfield, for the $2 super chat. We will get to your question after that as well. Guys, thoughts on the upcoming Mario film?
Oh, the Illumination one. I just hope that they get Charles Martinet, I think his name is, to voice Mario, and not some celebrity.
I just hope it's better than the Sonic movie coming up as well.
Yup, I agree. But I'm cautiously excited for that, but not too excited.
I just hope that Nintendo has most of the control of the movie rather than Illumination. Illumination is it's okay company, but not like, impressing or outstanding. You know what I mean? They don't leave an impact.
Well,
maybe the Minions. The Minions they didn't impact.
Hang on, that's the punchline. They didn't tell us this, but it's actually Mario and Rabbids crossover, and the Rabbids are going to just be the Minions.
Mm-hmm.
That's
great.
what the movie is.
That's great.
From Tim Whitfield, who sent a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Any thoughts on the Loud House? I've said it before. It's just I've just kind of reached an age where I'm not really interested in shows that are just kind of like about kids anymore. I have nothing against the show. It's just, personally, I don't feel any interest towards it. I haven't seen too much of it. Do you guys have any thoughts on Loud House?
Well, yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. I think it's decent, pretty good. I like the art style, kind of. It feels very bouncy. We should also bring up that we mentioned a couple weeks ago that the movie got canceled, or reportedly removed from Paramount's slate. Apparently, it's like actually happening still, and it's coming to Netflix.
Right. Well, that's a piece of news that people sent us. That's one of the things with the Nickelodeon Netflix deal, is that but to me, all that does is say, well, they want to still do it, but like they want to get away with having a low budget.
Yeah.
Like, because they could, if they just did it with just the same animation they do for the show and put it on Netflix, I feel like they'd get less flack than if they did that with, like, the movies. Like,
not the first time they've dumped something on Netflix.
yeah. This is such a weird partnership between Nickelodeon and Netflix, but
I saw Nick and Moore tweeting about the fact that in I think 2011, Nickelodeon removed all of their library from Netflix because they were kind of, I don't remember if they were like scared at the prospect of it or just like.
Well, they blamed Netflix and streaming for their poor viewership.
Cartoon Network did the same thing.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, like, they're not wrong in that things are trending down because of streaming services, but pulling your content off streaming services ain't gonna fix that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. For on the news side of things, also with that piece of news is that there's going to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on Netflix.
Oh yeah, from Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
I love the art style of that show. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not like for or against this decision to throw them on Netflix. I mean, it's good that they'll be more widely accessible, but maybe it's bad in the fact that they'll be less likely to try an actual theatrical release instead. Or if this could be a way of like dumping things that they're not entirely proud of on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't turn out as great as they thought, or I don't know.
Yeah.
No news on Static Cling.
Oh, well, yeah. Someone put in the news chat that apparently Joe Murray is on Facebook trying to talk with fans and hoping that Nickelodeon didn't abandon it. Because I think the last I heard was that apparently he did know the release date, but now he doesn't even know what's happening. And I think someone posted that there was a petition going around to like air Static Cling now.
Thank you for that, by the way, Norbert, who sent us that. Yeah, that's like... I'm so sad because I really want to see that, and Nickelodeon really wanted to ride high on like the publicity of these TV movies, but are they supporting them? Not really. The Jungle movie came out, and someone like tweeted at me that was like, they didn't even release it on DVD, and then someone else was like, yes, they did, but like there was no fanfare around that. Like there was, and now the Jungle, or now the Static Cling. Who knows when and if it's going to air? Who knows what's going on with Enter the Florpus or whatever?
Yeah. Maybe Netflix.
And with them canceling their upfront, we'll have to really wait until like San Diego Comic-Con before we get like tons of news out of Nickelodeon, because that's what happened like the last 2 years, is that we've gotten quite a bit of news out of that and that time period.
Right.
Okay, so Alyssa Swain sent another super chat. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Asking thoughts on the Justice League animated series. Are you talking about Justice League Action or the original Justice League?
I think she's talking about like the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited, but I could be wrong.
Okay. As a kid, I kind of found it really boring.
Well,
people have this like opinion that it's like, you know, X thing isn't too mature for kids or whatever. And I'm not saying like it was too mature for all kids or anything, but like some kids just aren't interested in more nuanced, complex stuff. But of what I have seen of it as an adult, I think it's really good stuff. And after I finish Batman, that would definitely be the place to go. Have you seen it, Monsters?
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
Have you watched it in the past 20 years?
Probably not. No, I love it. I love every DC thing that Bruce Timm has touched. Pretty much. I can't think of anything I don't like that he's done. But yeah, like Kevin Conroy Batman, it's just it's so good. There was a movie too. I don't remember what it was called, but there was like a TV movie they did that was also really good.
Nikki, have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't really seen any much Justice League material as of late, or when I was a kid.
Not princessy enough for you?
No, that's not what I mean.
They have a Supergirl show now, I think. DC
Monsters,
Supergirl.
Oh wow!
Wow, because Nikki's a girl.
Show. Wow.
Jeez.
I think because like as a kid, like the only 3 channels I mainly watched was Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney Channel. I didn't really watch the WB Kids Network because I think as a kid I didn't know which channel it was on, so I never really got into that.
Channel 11.
But channel. Well, it depends the network. It depends
Nope.
on it.
Always
So.
channel 11 everywhere.
And the same too. I would if I watched the show, like if I knew the channel, I would watch it because I really enjoyed seeing clips of the show and other Warner Brother animation shows.
I have seen The Killing Joke, by the way. I think I did a review on the DVD a while ago, like years and years ago. Oh no, wait, The Killing Joke.
Yeah, The Killing Joke is the one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, it came out like in 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's not the one I'm thinking of. Never mind. I haven't seen it.
That movie I was thinking of, by the way, is called Star-Crossed.
Oh. It's the Justice League of Star-Crossed Lovers. Oh, there's, from a guy named Crystal, news Zootopia sequels could be in the works.
Ooh, I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, you should.
Have you seen any buddy cop movie ever? No.
Oh.
Nikki, how do you feel about Zootopia and a possible sequel?
For Zootopia sequel, I'm actually curious, like, what the sequel's going to be about. Is it like going to be like a step up, like it'd be more intense than the last film? Are they going to go to different worlds? Are they going to explore on marine life kind of characters? Like, I mean, it could go anywhere. It could be like maybe Nick was framed for a murder and they have to solve it, and they don't know if Nick is lying or not. That kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like they spent so much time developing the world of Zootopia. There's
like now that they developed it, now that we've developed and that we like the characters of Zootopia, we can get on to like some nitty-gritty stuff. Maybe some other messages like they did in the first film. Maybe some other like messages to teach the kids, like they did in the first one.
So, Ataif, I'm sorry, I can never pronounce your name correctly.
Ataeaf.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Big Pink Loser versus no hat for Pat on the recast. Dude, I'm not against that at all, although I've spoken a lot about No Hat for Pat, so I don't know if people want to hear me talk about that more.
I think I remember Big Pink Loser. I don't remember No Hat for Pat.
It's a season 6? Yeah, season 6 or 7 episode. But yeah. And then we have another super chat from Alyssa Swain, who says, thoughts on the death of Superman / Reign of the Supermen? Unfortunately, I've never seen it. This is all stuff that I want to get to when I get the streaming service. Like, when I get it again, I want to go on a crazy Batman binge. And Superman, I guess. Have you seen it, Monsters?
I've heard of The Death of Superman Lives. I think that was like a documentary about... I'm sure that this isn't the same thing that she's talking about, but it's a documentary about a Nicolas Cage Superman movie that almost happened.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of that. It's great.
Oh, nice. Okay. What else? Simpsons renewed for 2 more seasons. There's nothing to say about that. We already talked about it. The Toy Story 4 trailer that came out.
Yep.
I thought it was kind of a terrible trailer, to be honest with you, or teaser, or whatever you want to call it, because it did nothing. Like, I really liked the teasers they did before. The one with Key and Peele was funny, and the other one was like really like, what is going on in this movie? Who is this new character, and what is happening? Mm-hmm. But this one seemed just kind of like, here's characters having dialogue.
Yeah. There you
go. Did you guys have?
Nah.
Did this like hype you up for the movie? And either of you guys?
No, yeah. To me, so the thing is, I read like partially an article about like because I do see in the trailer Bo Peep is back, so yay. But like the thing is, I read that apparently Bo Peep's become like independent woman. She's going to be badass now. Look at her. She's going to be like she's basically she's going to be like a ninja in a way. You know, like the character from The Walking Dead who carries a staff like her, and he does like kind of ninja moves.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh no, what are they gonna do to her? Because like apparently they're gonna do like a maybe Woody and Bo would set separate ways and such. Because if you remember, Woody was trying to cling on to the fact in Toy Story 3 that Andy would still play with him and the other toys, and supposedly Bo will move on from that. So there might be some tension between those two, but I'm like, why?
I'm very skeptical of Key and Peele's character. Characters.
They're multiple characters.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Why do you say this?
I don't know, because like in the first teaser that they were featured in, I thought that they were funny and they had a lot of funny stuff to say. And in
Mhm.
this one, like, I don't know, I felt like the back and forth was kind of annoying.
Yeah, well, I have no idea how much of a role they're gonna play. Is the thing.
And who knows? Their dialogue could be changed because, like, I've seen trailers where like it shows something in the trailer and then in the movie it doesn't show anything at all.
Oh
So
yeah, well,
who knows? It could be different dialogue in there.
that one teaser they directly like reference the fact that Toy Story 4 is like an unneeded sequel. So I don't think that'll be in the movie. Probably.
No, that's just the trailer for it. Unless they show it like at the end or something like that.
I guess
Yeah,
I think one of the lines they said was like to infinity and my leg or something, and I was just like, why?
And your mom, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, are they really gonna make Bo Peep an action girl? Like-
Yeah, they are. They're trying to be like she's not gonna be flirty anymore because that would seem like a bit too like weak
like,
of a character for Bo Peep.
But isn't it like horribly sexist that literally like every female character has to be like a butt kicking
They
lady
need
now?
Wonder Woman, basically. They need to be Wonder Woman.
Barbie was like verbally a butt kicker to Ken in Toy Story 3.
Barbie
Barbie
was great in Toy Story 3.
she was cool.
I
Like,
love Barbie in both 2 and 3.
I mean, I'll be honest, Bo Peep never really left that much of an impression, so I'm fine with them developing her character, but like, action character is not exactly like a natural fit for that character, and it's just like Disney has done this so often that it's
Yeah.
it's so much more. When was the last time we had like an actual like Disney princess character that didn't like fight bad guys?
Anna,
Like, did other things?
Belle?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
like female characters could be really cool without turning them all into Mulan. Like I like Mulan,
Yeah,
but
basically, Bo Peep in the first 2 Toy Story films, she kind of reminded me of Meg from Hercules. Like like she kind of like flirted and sassed with like Woody and everybody and such, and that's fine. It shows her like she knows how to get away around, and she tells some pretty funny puns. Like there's one pun I really love. She's like, "I'm just only a couple blocks away." There's like some blocks in the foreground and such. So like I just think, to me personally, I just think it's unnecessary to do that. It's like, okay, now she's gonna wear pants and she's gonna be cool and stuff. Like, you guys don't need to do that. She was already cool in the other first 2 films. You don't need to emphasize that more in the 4th film, at least.
It's almost like an antithesis, like a counter stereotype that's being formed.
oh, it is.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
like, the problem with it is that ultimately it is just kind of like a retcon. Like when you do this sort of thing with an established character that's like frail and dainty, making them go like exactly in the opposite direction. Not like let's toughen them up a little or like let's make them a little more realistic and less like, pristine princess that doesn't exist. Like that's fine, but like they take these characters and they throw them in the exact opposite direction that just doesn't even make any sense. Like it just doesn't, it's not a natural development for the character. It's just like, well, we kind of found this problematic, so let's make her something entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, thank you, Alyssa Swain, for another super chat who says, which is worse, The Last Airbender or Dragon Ball Evolution? that sounds like a recast, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
I don't know. Probably not. But I haven't seen Dragon Ball Evolution. I have no plans on doing that.
You're lucky.
Oh, what do you think then, Monsters?
Like,
Here's my question. Is Dragon Ball Evolution half narration? Because like Last Airbender sucks in a lot of ways, but a big problem is that it's not a movie. It's like a narrated novel.
okay, let's get this out of the way. I think both of them are horrible movies.
Okay.
On a personal level, I feel like The Last Airbender affects me more because I have a deeper connection with the thing that it was adapted from, and just watching them butcher it makes me very upset.
Right.
And I'm not as connected with Dragon Ball, but at the same time, I feel like, objectively, let's say I had never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender or any form of Dragon Ball before watching either movie. I think Dragon Ball Evolution is probably the worst on a filmmaking level.
You think so? Come
yeah.
on. How could anything be worse than Katara's narration of like, we got to the Northern Water Tribe, and my brother instantly fell madly in love with the princess. Uncle
No, Iroh.
But how do you have a character tell us that her brother fell in love with another character? How is that over narration a thing that can happen in a movie. Like, you want me to buy a relationship? You want me to buy that these characters are in love? You cannot just tell me that. You can't just be like. And also, spoiler alert, but something really bad happens to her, and you're supposed to feel bad, and you do very much in the show. But in the movie, their relationship, they're together. Sokka and her are on screen for like 12 seconds, so you don't really care that much.
Yeah. Yep.
I will say, The Last Airbender is very likely to pop up on a recast in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. SpongeBob 20th anniversary to be celebrated with a special episode. Oh, thank you, King of Dreamland.
Ooh.
Is this gonna be like Goons on the Moon?
No. Yeah.
Where they like say like the last line is like "Happy 20th anniversary."
Yeah. Please tell me special doesn't mean like an hour and a half long with obnoxious celebrity insertions.
Oh my God, it's Johnny Depp.
I thought you were gonna say Johnny Test.
Oh.
Even
Crossover
better.
we've all been waiting for.
Look, it's Triumph, the insult dog. Yeah, kids know who that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. They're putting together a birthday episode. That's a good idea. There's never been. I mean, they've celebrated SpongeBob's birthday in The Strangler and like a few other. I think Waiting might have had it as well. It was someone's birthday. But they've never actually done like a full birthday episode, so that'd be a good idea, I think.
Yeah.
Please don't make it a TV movie. Just instead of doing that, why don't you make a really nicely animated 22 minutes
There
or
we
11
go.
minutes?
Perfect.
Yeah, just hire James Baxter.
There we go. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. The Avatar and the Fire. Thank you for the super chat, Maxwell Shapira. 199. Avatar and the Fire Lord versus Beginnings from Korra. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Actually,
I haven't seen too much of Korra, but I will say I absolutely love the Avatar and the Fire Lord episode.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not Korra, but yes.
Yeah. Well, no, because I was just saying like because I haven't seen the Beginnings from Korra episode.
Wait, did someone just tell me it's going to be an hour long? You better not be talking about the SpongeBob thing. Please, no. Please, I can't.
What if it's a clip show? It's like, wow, it's my birthday. Let's look back at all of the great times from the past year.
Monsters, have you seen Truth or Square?
I have. Wait, that's the one where they're stuck in the vent, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh,
before.
that one. I remember that one.
Nikki, why are you yelling at the people in our chat?
What?
People are sending news. People are sending news. What are you talking about?
I was just making sure because people were commenting. We were just saying comments.
But he's clarifying on the news he posted. It's gonna be 44 minutes. Oh, it is gonna be.
No. How could this happen to me?
you guys are legit gonna have to do a recast on Truth or Square and the 20th anniversary special.
Oh god.
Is that the next Planet Sheen?
No, the next Planet Sheen. By the way, some people were saying like the first recast saga was the Planet Sheen saga, and now that's finally over, the next one's gonna be the Into the Spider-Verse one, because we've been teasing that and hyping that, and it's happening, but probably not for a while. But that could be episode like 50th of the recast.
Yeah.
It'll be the 20-year anniversary of the recast. All right, one or two more questions, and then we're gonna move on to the Shark Tale / Finding Nemo discussion.
Super chat.
Alyssa Twain says favorite and least favorite Teen Titans episodes. Oh man,
my favorite's the one that's called, I think it's called Nothing Lasts Forever. It's the one where I think Robin goes in the future. Or no, it's not Robin.
Starfire.
It's Starfire.
It's Starfire.
Yeah, and then she sees Robin as Nightwing, and Cyborg's hooked up to a machine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that one is a very good one. That frequently makes it. That one's really good. The episode where Slade comes for Raven as a herald of Trigun. That one is really good. One of my least favorites is I think it's called Revolution. Mad Mod's second episode. That one is not particularly interesting.
Yeah.
At least what I remember, I really like the Terra arc. Arc they did.
Oh yes.
When I was a kid, I felt for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last actually I believe the second to last part of that is like the best part of it, but Yeah, Tara is very well remembered, very highly regarded. All right. So thank you very much for all the news and suggestions. We weren't sure if we would get a ton or not too many, so we didn't give it, and we got started like a few minutes late, so we didn't give it as much time as I would have liked. But depending on how long the Finding Nemo Shark Tale discussion goes, maybe we'll return to Q&A for like a little bit, like another 15-20 minutes after, depending. We also have just to tease it, we've got a Kahoot game for you guys. You guys are going to be answering the trivia this week.
Interactive trivia, that's right.
That's after. That's immediately after the discussion. And then we got two more super chats quickly. Rugrats recast soon from VHS Gamer. You are amazing.
Oh my god! No way! No way!
Next week on the recast, it's going to be our Valentine's Day episode. And we are going to be doing... What are the episodes called?
Be My Valentine from the original Rugrats, and it's Cupid Stupid from All Grown Up. I messed up the graphic, by the way.
That's fine. It's Cupid Stupid is really stupid from what I remember. And then, all right, one last question before we get into it. Thank you for the super chat of random denomination there, Cal. Monsters, what is your favorite Planet Sheen episode?
Thank you for the question.
What is the most tolerable Planet Sheen?
What is the most tolerable episode?
He Went Hadaway's got to be up there.
I mean, the Whirlyhopper episode is really, really bad, but I love how absurd it is. I'm trying to remember what I think it's called. There's something about scary. Don't fact check me on that, but I don't remember. Oh wait, no, I think it's the Umlik maneuver. I think that's the episode I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But The Boy Next Door Kiss is also a great episode.
Great.
Well, great.
You heard it here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Review
No.
Finds an episode
Do
of
not
Planet
quote
Sheen
me on that. Great as in it's so bad that it's good. That's the episode with the Tronald Dump.
Tronald Dump.
All right.
Okay.
Discussion time.
So, let me move the listener submission. Sorry, one sec as I set up here. Sync permission.
So, how's everyone doing? Are you guys liking this so far?
I am.
Me too.
Okay, read and send messages and slow mode. We'll put this on 30 seconds here. Going nice and slow. Okay, so I moved the Finding Nemo and Shark Tale chat over to the community cast number 1, and I put it in slow mode. So if anyone wants to type up anything like significant about Shark Tale and Finding Nemo for us to read out, that would be the place to do it. Otherwise, of course, you can keep talking in the YouTube chat and in the general version of the community cast. All right, so Nikki, have you seen these movies?
Yes, of course.
Well, I know you've seen one of them.
No, I've seen Shark Tale quite a bit when I was a kid.
Oh no!
No. Nice.
All right, so let's. I know Finding Nemo came out first, but I think we should start with Shark Tale.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah. So Shark Tale, if you don't know, is an animated film from DreamWorks that came out in 2004. In typical DreamWorks fashion, they made a movie that was similar to a Pixar movie, but Finding Nemo actually came out a year before. But likely both productions were happening at the same time at some point. I don't know if there's as well documented of a story about this one. But apparently the mid-2000s were just a good freaking time for underwater movies, considering the SpongeBob movie also came out right in it was 2004, 2003 something, 2004 I think. But yeah, the movie is essentially about a fish named Oscar, who is played by Will Smith, who works at a car wash. He's kind of a loser. He dreams of being a somebody. Someday he wants to achieve something and be like a big shot on the top floor. And right now he's a nobody. There's also a shark who is a part of the shark mafia, but he's shock horror, a vegetarian, and doesn't want to be a part of the family. He's voiced by Jack Black, although you wouldn't know it by listening to him.
Right.
And his father is voiced by De Niro. I don't know what De Niro owed a favor to, but basically, Oscar fakes that he killed one of the sharks in the mafia and then gets really famous because everyone thinks he's the shark slayer, and then he teams up with the vegetarian shark in order to fool people to continue to let them think that he is the shark slayer, and also to let the shark Jack Black live out his life as whatever he is.
Yep.
It's a movie.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Shark 3 underwater, or Shark in underwater.
The moral is, don't lie, guys.
Ta-da!
I think you mean don't lie, yo.
Yo.
Oh yeah, bro.
Hey, yo, I'm so hip, man.
Oh god. Oh. Okay. So I think is that the first thing we want to say about this movie, that like
it tries very hard to be cool.
It is. What did I say about like Oscar, like every 2 seconds he's doing a funky fresh fin movement, like he's doing like a word up, like he uses and like it's just all over this movie is this like hip hop music that's trying to be cool and like graffiti.
Fresh Prince style.
Oh, that's hot. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that I mentioned there's so much like licensed funky music that they play.
Yeah.
Including the car wash song, as it's well known for.
Yeah. It's just a very, and it's like it's not even like it was current slang at the time. I don't think. I mean, I wasn't exactly a gangsta back in 2004 like I am now.
Right.
But I don't think like
Sure.
like, you know, word up and all that sort of stuff was like popular then. Fresh Prince had been off the air at that point.
Yeah.
Like
we also have a lot of Italian stereotypes.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it's like this movie is essentially every like hip hop stereotype from like the 90s and the 80s, and also every mafia stereotype from movies. And it's just like this movie, man. I'll say that I don't think it's like anything close to the worst movie ever. Like there are times when it is like passable, I think. Like I would argue like the scene where Oscar fake beats up the shark, like it's okay. Like I'm not
the
holding
one in
it up.
the Times Square.
Right, like I'm not holding that up as like, oh, this is beautiful animation. But like it moves well enough. It's like the fanfare goes well with the scene. They do a good job of like hyping it up because it's essentially just Oscar hyping up a fake fight. Like I felt like that worked, you know.
Yeah, the music wasn't bad. It was just like kind of
the orchestral
reliant on it.
The orchestra, or sorry, the non funky fresh beats, like the what's it called, the symphonic. I don't want to say symphonic.
The orchestral.
Probably not. Orchestral. There we go. That music, like it had some good fanfare in there, I think.
Yeah, kind of in comparison to kind of the Ants versus Bugs Life comparison. I feel like this certainly had like a lot of adult-oriented jokes. Like,
yeah.
Like when he's at his house and he sees the whale go by and it says Preparation O slays hemorrhoids like sharks.
Yeah.
I don't think kids would get
that. This movie kind of reminds me of Osmosis Jones, where it's like, you know, they live in like a city or some kind of society, you know, within something, you know. It's like it's so weird how there's like both parallels of like, you know, how the city functions and how the people in that city functions.
I mean, I guess, but can we talk about that? Because so there's like a sliding scale here where like, I guess if we're gonna include SpongeBob, the SpongeBob movie in it as well, the SpongeBob movie is the most anthropomorphized of the three, where it's, you know, they have technology and they have all sorts of stuff and they walk around on feet and all that sort of stuff. Whereas Finding Nemo is on the complete opposite side, where the fish are anthropomorphic, but only insofar as to have faces. Like they don't have technology, they don't have the stuff they have.
It's very
like
primitive.
Well, it's creepy too because the fish also kind of look like humans.
In Finding Nemo.
Well,
no, in Shark Tale.
Hang on, you let me finish my point. Shark Tale falls in between, where it's not like they're humanoid, but they're not like super humanoid. Like it's weird. I hate the design. Like not like some things aren't designed terribly, but like Will Fish's face. I'm gonna call him Will Fish. Like his giant face and how the cinematography often puts it like very close to the screen is very off-putting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I feel like Finding Nemo has that perfect blend between like realistic and cartoony, and this is, yeah, no.
Oh, and oh my god, the animation, like, can you believe this came out a year after Finding Nemo? Like, one of the things that struck me was the shark heads. Like, they move like independently of a body. The heads are essentially a big ball plopped on a body, and when they move their heads, it's like the body doesn't move with them. And that's horribly jarring. That's bad. That is like, you know, if we were to make something in Blender, we wouldn't know how to make the body reflect the head movement. Like that's student level stuff.
Right.
I know we've come a long way, you know, in terms of CG technology now, but even back then, that one particular detail really stuck out to me. And I mean, on top of like other things that are generally bad looking decisions.
Like the grunge of the city and the car wash. Like as a kid, that still bothers me to that day. I hate like the texture they use. It was like, we'll make it grunge right there in the down low the city, but like it's like so disturbing to me. Like it just like it doesn't really fit, and it kind of confuses with the whole like humanized city, and it just like it's a good decision concept art wise, but not for the finished product.
Yeah. So on top of all that, this one is so rife with pop culture references. It's really, really annoying because remember, this comes off of the heels of Shrek. You know, they had their big Shrek hit a few years before it. And so Shrek was kind of pop culture-y. I mean, definitely pop culture-y, but I don't think Shrek was definitely not as obnoxious about it as this movie is, because it's like there's the Times Square area and it's just all like ads for like, it's Burger King, but it's probably like, it probably says like Burger Coral or something. But like
all fish puns, fish puns.
But the logos are so far away that it looks like it might as well say Burger King. It's just an advertisement for Burger King. Sorry, I think it's Coral Cola is Coca-Cola, but it looks exactly like Coca-Cola. And now you'd expect the Times Square section to have that anyway, but like it's featured a lot, and there's a lot of other references. Oh my goodness, a lot of other references just in dialogue, in just everything, everywhere in the movie, and it's just annoying, and they're outdated too. Ugh.
Yeah.
And they aren't funny, generally.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about this movie in particular is like, it doesn't take itself seriously. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, but like, when they have this emotional moment where Frankie dies and he gets hit by the anchor, Lenny's like consoling him. And Frankie's like, I feel cold. And then he's like, it's because we're cold-blooded. Like, like, and then he just goes, ugh, and then he dies.
So, by the way, I mean, we'll get to comparisons, but like, Finding Nemo went painstakingly to be as accurate as possible. Meanwhile, Shark Tale over here is like, her, cold-blooded. It's not what cold-blooded means, buddy. That's not what it means. It just means that your blood, the temperature changes depending on your environment. Cold-blooded does not mean your blood is cold. That's not what it means.
Yeah.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
But no, I think one of the most egregious parts of this film is the ending, not the car wash sequence, although that's there, but like the fact that it ends with Will Fish giving a speech about like, oh, you got to love your son no matter what he's like, because you never know what you got till it's gone. Like, okay, whatever. But then after that, he's like, okay, and you're gonna stop eating fish, right? In the reef, and the mob boss is like, yeah, all right. And it's just like, well, what are you gonna eat now? That's not how problems can get solved. like if it was that easy to just switch, then you would have done it. Like they never addressed the fact that these sharks need to eat something. Yeah. I mean, granted, Finding Nemo doesn't address that either, but the Finding Nemo is not about that. At least that's a small section of that movie.
That was a joke. It was a joke. It was like, you know. Well, fish are friends, not food. It was a joke.
Fish are friends, not food.
In like 5 minutes, Finding Nemo has a better struggle of a shark than the entirety of the movie of Tale. It's just like, what?
I did find it really adorable with that little, I don't know if it was like a prawn or like a shrimp on the table. Yeah. It's just like, I work 2 jobs, I do this, my family is stressed and all. And I do really like Lenny. Like despite what this movie is, I thought that Lenny was a really cool character.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of useless. I mean, I feel like I don't know if this was their intention, but I feel like nowadays this can be read more of an allegory for coming out as gay. Like I feel
Really?
like it's meant. Well, I feel like it's meant to be an allegory for anything as like your father doesn't approve. But I don't know, just in the way they dress him with like a stereotypical scarf. I don't
I
know.
can
I
see
get
that.
that feeling. No, I get that impression as well. Like the way he's like acting and speaking, it definitely gave that impression of.
Right, and he's very soft natured. Again, going by like stereotypes that were prominent in the early mid 2000s. The other thing I was going to say about the ending is how did Oscar become half owner of the car wash?
He just did.
He
He's like, guys, I lied this entire time. And then
they say what are you gonna do now? And then he's like fixing his office up, and then he's like, coing it with Martin Scorsese fish, and it's like, didn't you just owe that guy? Like, why would he make you, what?
Yeah.
What?
I love Scorsese, but I was not a fan of the Sykes character.
Well, Scorsese didn't direct this. He's just
he just stars in it. Yeah. Let's just find our list of Italian Americans and see who we can get.
I'm surprised they didn't reuse Woody Allen.
Yeah. My God.
Was Al Pacino in this?
Al
Is he an Italian American?
Well, they reference Scarface.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friends.
They reference a ton of things. They reference Gladiator. Are you not entertained? What did you think about those Rastafarian jellyfish?
Oh,
Random.
They were there. Yeah, I mean that's.
I didn't find them very funny.
No, they were there.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, they in my opinion they had the best designs at least. Like, it kind of makes sense. They have like a big hat and the tendril or like the hair. It was like it's a neat design. That's about it about them.
Yeah. Okay. How about the relationship drama in this movie? How obnoxious is it? Like,
she's a gold digger.
Like they point blank tell us that she's like literally a gold digging character the first time we see her. And then the is it Angelina Jolie fish or is that the other one?
One of them is like Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, I think Zellweger's the good one, and I don't know. Who cares?
Angelina is a gold digger. The pink one is the good one.
And then Angie was the good one.
All right. Well, at any rate, the gold digging one, she literally serves like almost no purpose. Like, okay, so at first she's a symbol of like what Oscar can't have because he's low status. But then, like, once he has her, like, he dumps her, and then she abuses him, and then Martin Scorsese fish is like, young love, which is like, wow, that's really tasteful. Casual abuse, why not? And then she betrays him at the end by working with the sharks, but sharks eat fish, so was she already working with them? Why would, like, it doesn't make any sense. It just, she's just there. And then also like the good lady fish is like upset, but why didn't she ever like declare her love for him before? Why how do you have any right to be upset when you've worked with this guy day in day out and you never made a move? You never make a move, and then he's going now. Oscar's being stupid with this other girl, but how dare she be mad at him? Ugh. both of those romantic leads are terrible and obnoxious, and that eats up. Like, there's a section of this movie that tries to play that for like real drama, and like that's a part that really loses me, because honestly, at Shark Tale, as like dumb movie that you put your young children in front of to entertain them for a little bit, you can do worse than Shark Tale. But if you're gonna be like a dumb kids movie, then why would you put this obnoxious relationship like gold digging drama in here?
Yeah.
Like that's so unfitting. I mean, not that the mafia angle is any less fitting, or is any more fitting, but yeah.
I just think it was unnecessary. Like, just stick to the plot of, Will Fish just having guilt about lying. That's it. Don't need to make the love triangle whole side major plot,
Yeah.
To stick to what little you have.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely tell this movie was made by the people that made Ants. Like,
yeah. It's like totally very similar.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how like the filmmakers behind Ants, which also Ants was released along with Bug's Life, and now they're making a Shark Tale, and then it's also released along with Finding Nemo's kind of like they're like oh, you need to catch up on that fish train. You gotta catch up on the trend train. You know what I mean?
Oh well, yeah,
we
they
did
literally
say-
did that.
We did say that Ants, like in comparison to A Bug's Life, was more detailed, but I'd argue the opposite for this comparison.
Oh well, duh.
Yeah.
Duh. All right. Well, before we move on to Finding Nemo, I also want to say there's some world building like issues in this movie. Like, for some reason, the good fish lady smells her breath. Which, how does that work? Also, when they're eating at the restaurant, there's paintings of humans, like Renaissance paintings. How does that work? Why are there Renaissance humans?
What?
Like,
Maybe they're from
They're-
the Titanic. I don't know. I mean, it's from a sunken ship, a sunken ship, right? Isn't that the restaurant?
yeah, but the paintings are like the size of the. I mean, maybe I don't know. I just feel like the actual like though they didn't care about the world building like at all. There's just no effort made into making it consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
It felt like all over the place. Like they want to incorporate some fish puns and how the fish live in the city, but they also incorporate human elements. It was like, again, like I said earlier, it was like a mishmash of concept art that somehow managed to end in the making of the film. Like I feel like they need like at least a year or two on the world building and how this society works.
So
Like do what Zootopia did. Do what Zootopia did, not what you guys did.
so going into the Discord a little bit, Dash says, I do like the joke about the sushi restaurant being underwater and the chef being annoyed how there's no customer. See, I didn't like that joke because again, it's just like, how does that work in the show's universe? I know it's a dumb joke, but if the joke doesn't make any sense, then like, I don't know. Did you guys like that joke?
No.
No.
Agreed.
I mean, but we appreciate your input, Dash. Imagine Martin Scorsese directing Shark Tale from Spongy 444.
No.
Dude, that would be great. I'd love that. Oh man.
I don't want to give this movie more credit.
All right. So on to Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo, as if you're unaware, is a movie about a dear father tragically loses his wife and his almost born children, and on that child's first day of school, he gets kidnapped, and the movie is about the father learning to overcome his PTSD from that incident and be more open with letting his child explore the world a little bit more, so that he'll be better prepared for life.
Couldn't have said it better.
None of what I said is inaccurate.
Yeah.
That's Finding Nemo is my favorite Pixar movie. Finding Nemo is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I think it's a movie with a very poignant message. I think it's a very beautiful movie. I think it's a movie that has every little bit of it is used to tell jokes, to further the message, to further the story, to just be a memorable bit. I think it is one of the most beautiful films of all.
I agree. I love it. It is my favorite Pixar movie as well.
No, I love this movie so much. Like, me and my brothers would quote it endlessly. Fish are friends, not food. Just keep swimming. Oh, the sea, welcome to the open sea, and so like, cause it was during like a time. Mine. Pretty memorable because you can like dub the entire movie, by heart. But like, this was like, I guess during this was 2003, so we were like, I'm just like, I guess maybe like in like elementary school age range, and it's kind of like in a way connected to us because it was a very poignant childhood time of our childhood and such. Where like, I think during that time they were aware of like, I don't want to like don't want to get too political or anything like that, but like, do you guys remember the whole like stranger danger thing, or like or like Red Ribbon Week where they tell awareness or something like that?
Yeah, well,
it was like,
you're not wrong in that the mid 2000s was time post 9/11, post the 24-hour news cycle, when suddenly the news went from the news turned into a 24-hour thing, and the news turned into a scare tactics works. And so obviously like stranger danger and like warning parents, like that's been around for a long time, but
yeah,
it definitely did kind of take a step up after 9/11 and after other
and
incidents.
I feel like Finding Nemo was like, Yeah, I feel like Finding Nemo was part of that because of the whole like Nemo's getting captured and such because he wasn't really careful what he was doing, and it's basically a movie for both parent and child about like kind of a way of like stranger danger and to be safe, but also to trust your kids as well. Because obviously Marlon learns that he can't baby his son forever. His son's gonna have to grow up. So I thought it was very interesting that like during the time of the film's release, we as kids were learning about stranger danger and all these messages they're teaching to us.
Well, here's the thing: Finding Nemo is a film. I mean, it does have a message for children. It has a message in
Mhm.
that your parent is right sometimes, and you should still be careful about the world even as you explore it. But more than that, more prominently, I think, is the message to adults. How often do you see an animated film that has a message that is more for adults and more specifically aimed at adults? Like the message of let your child experience the world and don't make them afraid of everything. That is not a message for kids. That's not something that a kid is going to because a kid's not in charge of anyone. A kid doesn't
Right.
have the power. Now a kid can learn the other side of it, Nemo's side of it, but the main message is for Marlin to learn that the world is indeed still scary and does indeed still have dangerous aspects to it, but you if you just hole up, you're A, not going to be prepared for when bad things happen, and B, you're not living life.
Yeah.
Like bad things. Okay, so in the jellyfish sequence, right? Marlin lets himself have a little fun, and consequently, Dory does get hurt. But Dory bounces back. He's still able to save her because he pushes himself. So even though someone did get hurt, he was still able to save her because he was more brave and more willing to take a risk. And in the end, they learned a little bit from it. Like that's what the movie is, and each of their adventures, each of their little vignettes with these other creatures is about Marlin learning something about trusting someone else's abilities, about trusting that if you put the effort in to try to make it through a situation instead of just saying, well, we can never do this, you can make it through. Every little bit, it teaches them something.
Yeah, like remember like they're getting instructions from like the John Ratzenberger fish is like goes through the trench, not over it, and he sees the trench is like all dark and scary. He thinks like, oh, we'll just go over it and stuff. I don't trust the guy's advice and such. But like, unfortunately, he learned a consequence when he had to go through a jellyfish field. So
Right,
like, no, go ahead.
No, and another thing I love about it is that it's nuanced. Okay, boring movies have boring messages. Shark Tale, the message is don't be a dirty liar. You look at what you have right now because you might not have it if you reach the top or whatever. Like those are boring,
That's
generic messages that
stereotypical.
anyone could tell you. But the message, the message in Finding Nemo isn't like let your kid do whatever he wants. Like the world is safe. Don't worry. Trust everyone. Like that's not the message at all.
Yeah.
The message is a balance between overprotection and complete negligence.
Be responsible, but don't shelter your child.
Right, be responsible. But I love the care that the movie puts in that first scene to show us why Marlin is the way he is.
Yeah.
Like, and any other movie would not have had that scene. It would have just been like Ants. Okay, oh lol, here's just, paranoid weirdo guy, Woody Allen. He's a Woody Allen type. Haha. Like they never explain in that movie why he's so neurotic. They don't have any explanation. In this movie, they give that a complete backstory in a few minutes,
Yeah.
in 2 minutes, like a minute and a half.
Right.
It was very much like both the beginning scenes of Finding Nemo and Up are very similar in how these characters got to this point. Like for example, in Up, Carl, he loved his wife so much they wanted to go on an adventure, but they couldn't. They kind of forgot about that, and then she eventually died, not achieving their dream to go to a falls, and now that's like the motivation for Carl, which is like the same for Marlin, which his motivation is to like, I don't want my son to end up like my wife and my millions of kids, so I want to protect them as much as I could.
Pixar has always been fantastic at the opening.
Mhm.
That is
They are.
Without a doubt.
Aside, I mean, Up is an obvious one, but WALL-E is another one. Even
Toy Story.
Toy
I'd say.
Story.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
all three Toy Stories open up in a similar way that lead you into this adventure. Even, well, not Cars 2. Never Cars 2.
No, first two don't count in this timeline.
Yeah.
Pixar does really good setups. It's like this is going to be our main plot of the movie. With Toy Story, it's all about Andy and such. Inside Out is about the emotions aside, Riley and such. I really love how Pixar, they set up their goal. Like, this is a story we're going to tell you, and enjoy the ride.
You know what else is unique, relatively unique to Finding Nemo? There's no love interest.
Yeah.
Possibly get one.
I feel like they tease at Dory a little bit, but not really.
No, she's always a surrogate child. I mean, I
to me, she's like an aunt. She's like an aunt, or like some kind of sister to like Marlin in a way.
Well, I mean, the movie, her character's existence is to be a surrogate child for Marlin as he goes on the journey, be a Nemo to him, where just like how the angelfish is a surrogate father to Nemo, but the opposite of Marlin. That's what both those characters are like. I mean, I think if you're used to movies where characters, like the lead characters, are always just like in a relationship, you might lean towards being like, oh, look, him and her are together now. But I don't think that's the correct way to read that at all.
No.
Sorry, monsters.
I mean, speaking of which, like, what do you guys think about Dory? Because, like, she has a lot of qualities that a lot of bad characters would have, like just saying a lot of random and repetitive things. But she's also super charming, and she's very well-natured, and I think a lot of the random and bizarre things, depending on the context, could be actually really funny.
They gave her a reason for being the way she is. I mean, they really go into it in Finding Dory, but she has a disorder, and that leads a lot of it. And I feel like, I mean, again, people quote like Finding Dory as like, oh well, it added to the messages of Finding Nemo, and that it does, like, it adds to people with special needs. And I mean, it does elaborate on it, but I feel like it's in Finding Nemo as well, in that, like, she has special needs, but she's able to help, and she's able to guide Marlin in a lot of ways that no other character would be able to. She's exactly what he needs.
She in a way is like Nemo, where Nemo had like its tiny fin from being attacked by the larger fish. She too also has this disability of having a short-term memory loss in a way. So like, so that was like an interesting parallel. So like, they're both disabled, but they're both capable of doing what they need to achieve.
And Jordan on the Discord has a good point that Ellen does an amazing job. Ellen does bring a lot to that performance in a way that another voice actress might have made her annoying.
She brings Dory to life. It's amazing. In fact, Dory is one of my favorite Disney characters, because I can relate to her so much. Because not only that I have a really bad memory as well, but like, she's so like optimistic and helping that, like, as a kid, I just like consumed that. I just love Dory. And I quote her all the time in a way. And even my speech pattern is very much like Dory. I never realized as a kid. But like growing up, my brothers would compare me to Dory. It's like, you kind of like sound like Dory sometimes. I'm like, oh, I do? How do you know?
The thing I love about Dory too is like, some of the things she does are almost kind of inconceivable, with like remembering the address and like talking to the whale. But while it's partially inconceivable, because it's Dory, it makes absolute sense. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And again, Finding Dory goes into do that. You have to explain literally everything.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, but I also like that the things that, okay, the reading thing is maybe a little bit of a cheat, I guess, but like the jumping on the jellyfish, like that's just something that makes sense for Dory. Like, that's just a fun idea Dory had that ended up being useful. You know, that's they didn't give her like this magical ability that, you know, like another movie would have had her being able to read, like, be the solution to like 5 problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
or
that
exposit or do exposition.
Well, that would be the way she's useful, and that's her character. But instead, she's very helpful in a lot of ways, and she's the, you know, she's one of the emotional cores of the movie.
Mm-hmm. She's like the child at heart. What she just needs to show Marlin, because, you know, in that jellyfish scene, she's like, hey, let's have fun. Well, we're going through this kind of thing. She's just having fun. She's trying to show Marlin that it's like, hey, some things can be scary, but we can make them fun and enjoyable for everyone.
I still haven't seen Finding Dory. I feel like I haven't seen a lot.
It's okay myself. The animation is really, really nice. You know, it does explain how Dory can read, how Dory can talk to. It's like basically how Dory can do all the stuff she did back in Finding Nemo, and all. And I don't know, it just didn't really impact the way the first movie did. It was just like, hey, what happens kind of thing.
My cat's digging into my legs. Oh, hi, kitty. Okay. Oh, she's so
Sick
cute.
him, Sadie.
not
It's
Sadie.
not Sadie, it's Nano.
Yeah,
I
know. So, okay. So I guess before we move into comparison, or we can transition this in, I think animation. Like,
oh, so good.
Oh,
listen,
so good.
to be completely fair, I will say that some of the face textures, like on Marlin in the close-ups, do look a bit dated, but like the you will not find prettier backgrounds in a movie. Those backgrounds look like, I mean, and again, a part of it is because we literally have Finding Dory, which does show us what another like 15 years does, animation wise. So like it kind of makes Finding Nemo look like a little worse by comparison. But aside from that, like it's a gorgeous movie. I don't know. I can't get over how well designed. Like Bruce the shark is designed so well.
Yeah.
Like I put him in the thumbnail, but like if you compare him to the sharks in Shark Tale, like this incidental character that came out in a movie a year before, it looks so much better, so much more menacing. There's scars on him. The smile with all the teeth, like, oh my god. Oh,
I love the way that Crush looks. Crush the turtle.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. Whoa, totally.
I'd say that he's either my favorite character in the movie or Mr. Ray. I know that Mr. Ray has such a minor role, but I love like his positive energy.
Mr. Ray reminded me so much of a mix of my science teacher, Mr. Paddock, and Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So comparison wise, like there's surprisingly a lot to compare on like a more superficial level. In that, like,
superficial, you say?
Wait, I was gonna say superficial.
Oh god. So both movies have jellyfish.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
Both movies have characters that are like easygoing, like based upon mellow stereotypes. In Crush and the jellyfish from Shark Tale. Crush is definitely more beloved than those jellyfish from Shark Tale. And as much as I do like the character design of those jellies, the jellies look a lot more beautiful in Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
What else? Well, both of them are like unlikely duo movies, but I think Marlin and Dory have a lot better interactions than Oscar and Jack Black, who were only together for like a small portion of the movie. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Like half the movie's over before they even like really meet. Like,
there's also the comparison of like which was the most memorable. Do you remember Finding Nemo way more or Shark Tale?
Nikki, you don't have to ask that question. Come on.
I mean, both
well,
of them
Shark Tale's more. I mean, Shark Tale's more memeable, I guess, but that's about it.
Oh, you said memeable, not meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard meaningful, and I was gonna say.
No, memeable.
Both have a vegetarian shark, I think, right?
Right. Both have shark, but like I mentioned, I mean, Finding Nemo does it so much, like the temptation. Whereas in Shark Tale, at the end, he's like, "All right, I'll just stop eating fish.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever. Who cares?
We're whale wash now."
Yeah, we're just gonna eat whales to put you out of business. Whatever.
There's a scene where they terrorize a little creature. The
Yeah.
sharks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And I mean, this is not something they have in common, but instead, a really good juxtaposition is like the pop culture references. In that, like, Shark Tale is full of them, and Finding Nemo, like, it has a reference to The Shining with like, "Here's Brucey," and it has like maybe one or two other references, but there's not like a giant Burger King logo anywhere in Finding Nemo. You know,
No.
like, and it holds up so much better. There's nothing dated about Finding Nemo except, like I said, maybe like a little bit of the animation, and only like in comparison to Finding Dory.
Speaking of the animation, I absolutely love those fish that make different formations.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
John Ratzenberger fish.
Well, it's a group
Oh
of
yeah.
fish. Yeah, the ones that do like
Yeah.
the arrow and yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
pretty
also
good.
love I also love what Shark Tale didn't really do is the location, which is like for it to it takes place in Sydney, Australia, which is a unique location not really seen in a lot of, well, at least American animated movies.
No, you're right.
Like
You're absolutely right. It gives it just another flavor.
I love Australian
Yeah,
accents. It's probably one of my favorite accents. Where the shark's just like, "We are not eating machines. Fish,
Fish are friends, not food.
and the human characters as well, like with the dentist and his niece Darla. Oh my gosh.
Okay, those humans look a little dated. I'll give that. I will say that.
They do.
They do.
I wouldn't blame
They don't
them
look
if they
terrible.
use.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
scenes in the
I wouldn't
fish
blame
tank
them.
scared me.
What?
As a kid,
yeah.
like
What?
in the dentist, when I was a kid watching this movie, the scenes in the dentist office, like there were so many close calls where like Nemo almost died or somebody almost died, and then just seeing that girl with the braces shake him back and forth, I was like terrified.
Yeah.
Why are you sleeping?
Oh gosh. Yeah, she's a crazy antagonist.
Oh, that's one way to pull out a tooth.
All right, guys. Which father-son relationship made more of an impact on you? Marlin and Nemo, or Jack Black Shark and Robert De Niro Shark?
Oh, gee, what a decision to make. It's so tough.
From Marla Cuva over on the YouTube chat says, "Let's be real. Despite being more dramatic, Nemo is funnier. Genuinely, we didn't talk about the humor in Nemo really that much. I would say that it's definitely not the priority
cute.
of the movie.
It's less hit or miss. There's more hits.
Well, it's less frequent in general, just like comedic moments. Like there's the fart joke, which is like as subtle as you can get with a fart joke, I
Yeah.
guess.
There's also the touch the butt, like, oh, you need to touch the butt kind of thing. It's such like a kid joke to
There's the
do.
butt. So Nemo's friends are in general pretty funny. Like what does the one say? I'm obnoxious.
Oh, you guys made me ink.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the mine seagulls. There's there's the fact that this is like I don't know, well, yeah.
Shark
There's
face,
the
hoo-ha.
well, there's the ice this weird joke of that the fish are really invested in the dentist surgeries because that's all they get to watch. So they're like glued and they're like, is that the bi dual spigot schnooply doop, or is that the try? No, I think it's the try. I don't know. They're like serious about that dentistry.
And like Nemo's like backing away, like, okay. Also, I gotta give props. Who's the voice actor who played Gil in the fish tank? I forget his name.
Brad Garrett.
No, he played Gil, who also played Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, Willem Dafoe. That's who it was.
What?
Willem Dafoe.
That's Willem Dafoe?
I think so, right?
No, it's Willem Dafoe. It is Willem Dafoe who played Gil in Finding Nemo.
Oh, that's right. Man, Dafoe is so great at those really intense roles.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like this design. Like, it's a simple design, but like I love that, like, one side he looks normal, one side he's like all like scarred and tissue up. Another parallel to Nemo in a way, kind of war torn. It's really really cool, and then his voice acting is like it's on par with Ellen's with Dory. It's like so good and rich.
When was there a fart joke in Finding Nemo? It was when after the explosion, it cuts above the sea level to like a little bubble, and then another.
Oh yeah, it's like nice.
Nice. Like I said, it's about as subtle as you can get with a fart joke. That is to say, still not incredibly subtle. Nickelodeon is a fart. Thanks, Andreas. Yeah, I like. I like a lot of the actors in Shark Tale. Well, sorry, I'll rephrase that. I like the actors that were in the movie Shark Tale. I don't like them acting in Shark Tale. I mean, I guess I'll say I guess I'll say this is that Will Smith made that role a bit less obnoxious than it could have been. It was pretty obnoxious, but like if it had been, dude, I don't know, like Carrot Top or someone, like I don't know, it could have been really bad. Because Will Smith is still a very charismatic guy.
Yeah.
My point was just that Finding Nemo has like a mixture of big names, but they're used in like kind of subtle ways, and there's a mixture of like not very well known people either.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think Nemo is any sort of celebrity. That I think that was.
I looked him up. He was like the voice actor who did Nemo. Also did like the voice of Bambi in Bambi 2.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so a big shot over here.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the voice actors in Shark Tale, for what they had to read from the script and act and such, I just think they all voiced well enough for what they had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the voice actors. I think the voice actors helped what was a bad script anyway. Like, not enough to save it, but like.
I'm just curious if they knew. If they were reading a script, if they knew, they was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be on this film."
Robert De Niro knew. He owed someone a favor. That was like.
It's just DreamWorks just rolled to the door. You owe us, De Niro, playing Shark Tale. He's like, "No, I can't. You have to."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
I mean, what can you say? I mean, otherwise, Finding Nemo kind of wins in this discussion, right? It just beautiful animation,
by a long shot.
Great care. Yeah, because like Shark Tale, it just left in the dust while Finding Nemo wins and such. And I hope it continues and inspire other little kids.
I can't say that there's a single thing Shark Tale does better than Finding Nemo, except I guess pop culture jokes, if only because Finding Nemo doesn't really have any. Like, it's better in the sense. I
applaud that. It's just like
no, I am too.
Because
I'm
it's
just
so
saying
original that it doesn't have to include them.
I'm just saying if you're comparing pop culture references to pop culture references, then, but yeah, no, I'd prefer it less anyway.
Right.
Yeah, because what Shark Tale should have done is what they done, because Finding Nemo made memorable quotes and it's almost like a pop culture in his own self in a way. It made his own thing. So Shark Tale didn't really do that. It didn't make his own thing. It made for a few lines here and there, but it's mostly all this quotes and movie lines from some other pop culture references, which was the unfortunate downfall for the film.
That's DreamWorks in that time period.
Oh dear.
All right, so let's see if anyone has any more interesting comments real quick before we move on to the Kahoot.
Do you think this movie would be better if it wasn't set underwater?
No. I feel like if this had been a straight up mafia movie or whatever, it would be even worse. I feel like at least it has like some creativity.
It doesn't matter the setting, because the setting doesn't really necessarily tell the story. The setting is the background of the character. So even if it was like a human version, it still wouldn't be as...
But it doesn't fix it doesn't fix the story problems.
It doesn't the setting does not fix the movie at all. It's part of the movie. And if you put Shark Tale in a human AU, it still wouldn't work, because it'll still have like bad jokes and unmemorable characters, etc.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see what some people are saying.
Yeah.
Godfather 3 or Shark Tale? Godfather 3, but probably Godfather 3. Christian Gokin says, I think Shark Tale is an okay film at best. It isn't even awful and horrendous. It's just there and it exists. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I don't think it's I don't think it's like bottom of the barrel. I just think it's not very good. And especially considering DreamWorks has like a ton of other films that are just like it, like B-movie and kind of Ants and stuff. It's like this one stands out as being really repetitive in a formula that's not amazing anyway.
Yeah.
Optimistic Outsider said, after watching Finding Nemo as a kid, I refused to eat fish for the next 2 years. Yeah, I believe that Finding Nemo definitely makes you empathize with fish.
I wonder if like the fish industry went down ever since the movie like opened. It's like, why is nobody buying our fish? What did we do wrong? The darn Finding Nemo movie.
My cat just clawed into my hand as she completely fell off of me. Ow! Oh, sorry guys.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm bleeding. It's okay. I'll live. The show will go on.
animation fan asked, which is better, Shark Tale or Chicken Little? Which is interesting since they both reference a lot of pop culture reference.
Chicken Little.
I haven't seen Chicken Little more recently, so I don't really know.
Neither have I, but Chicken Little.
I say Chicken Little because I read about it and such, and the animation is a little bit better. You know, I'll watch that over Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Anything else for another maybe 5 minutes? Let's see. Jameworks can do great. Says Comic Book Fanatic. Oh, yeah.
I actually want to ask you guys this. Obviously in Finding Nemo, which scene was your favorite in the film?
And Finding Nemo?
Or scenes? Yeah.
Oh man, I if I had to like take out like one chunk as just like a really, probably the scene with the sharks, to be honest. But that's really hard.
I mean, I like the turtle scene.
Yeah.
I love it.
Jay dude, we're not doing questions right now, but thank you for the super chat. I've seen a few of her videos and they're pretty good.
I've never seen. I don't know what that is. Anyway.
Ooh, someone asked your thoughts on the score. You like the Finding Nemo
and
score
Finding Nemo.
or Shark Tale?
Beautiful, beautiful. So great that it's not Randy Newman again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not that bad. It's better. It's better than listening to 70s music all over Shark Tale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also love the song at the end of the film where they play "Beyond the Sea," like the Frank Sinatra song.
Right.
It was like, yes, ties up the movie perfectly like a bow.
Mm-hmm. All right, Monsters, would you like to set up the Kahoot?
Yes. So everyone, this week we have interactive trivia. This is the first time you guys are going to be able to participate in this week's trivia. Isn't that pretty cool? So, as you guys will be able to see on the screen right now, you can go to kahoot.it and then enter in that PIN code that's listed, and you can participate in the game. We'll give it a couple minutes just for people to fill in and join the lobby. But yeah, come join us. Let's do some trivia.
Mm-hmm. Also, I believe I think I'm going to shut down the YouTube chat at the moment. So if you want to come chat with us, please hop over to our Discord. Unfortunately, we're having someone that keeps coming back with all sorts of spam accounts, so we'll just close it. Sorry about that, guys.
Could Finding Nemo work as a TV show? I don't think so.
No. Well, it could work, but I don't know. I feel like it would cheapen.
I would imagine I imagine it would be very short lived, maybe season 1, and then they just cancel it, like they do with other TV shows they try to do.
Someone's saying that the pin doesn't work. Code isn't working. Monsters.
Yeah. Un momento.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be Actually, I guess we'll leave the chat up for the moment. But I feel like it would probably be like Nemo at school. Like that would be like it'd be on Disney Afternoon or whatever.
Like your preschool Nemo and Friends kind of thing?
No. Why would what? No. No,
Okay.
but there would be Nemo going to school and his adventures there. I don't know.
Try this pin now. 535174.
Where's the pin at?
I put it in the YouTube chat, but I'll also post it in the Discord. 535174.
Type it and pin it.
Great.
The stream delay, and so everyone is telling us. Everyone.
Okay. 535174.
So that one worked.
Hmm?
Cool. Okay. Nikki, how are you doing right now? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm just having a blast. I love talking to you guys and interacting with people here. It's very fun to discuss about movies, especially childhood movies.
Mm-hmm.
Stopping spammers right now. Stop.
Oh, so far we got 37 people. 38, 9, 40.
Nice. Monsters, where's the settings for chat?
I do not know.
Okay. I was just gonna put it on slow mode, actually. Advanced settings. It's been so long since I've had to use these settings.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'll wait a little bit longer, but we have 60 people on the Kahoot right now. Again, we're on
Holy cow.
Kahoot.it. That's the URL, Kahoot.it, and the pin code is 535174.
Monsters, is the Kahoot going to be shown on the screen?
It is not.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Is that all right? Are people going to be able to see it otherwise?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be able to compete, and I'll read off the questions and choices for the audio version, since
Nice.
people won't be able to see it.
Should I put down the number in the chat?
Yep.
If you say it again.
535174.
714.
174.
5357174. Gotcha. Oops.
Thank you, Norbert, for posting that.
Oh, gotcha. Keep pressing the wrong buttons.
All right. I mean, we got almost 75 people. I think.
Yeah.
I think we'll start it up. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this Kahoot?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Okay. Question number 1. Which studio had involvement with the tech entrepreneur Steve Jobs? And the choices are Pixar or DreamWorks.
Ooh. I think I should know this one.
Answer wisely.
Read it again, Monsters, because if the question's not up on the screen.
Which studio had involvement with the tech entrepreneur Steve Jobs? Oh. And we had 7 people answer the correct answer, which is Pixar. And
because remember, there's a delay, Monsters.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not doing this in real time. Make sure, guys, that you're following the Kahoot and not me, because yeah, there is a delay. But yeah, so 7 people guessed correctly Pixar, and 5 people chose DreamWorks. That is incorrect. All right, next question.
Monsters, before you actually move on, why don't you type the question in the Discord?
Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Because people need to see it.
Right. Well, no, they see it on the Kahoot.
They're saying that they're not seeing it on the Kahoot.
No, for me, it just shows two blocks, and that's it. It doesn't show the question at all.
Monsters.
Oh, okay. So let's do this again. All right. So next question, and we have TM and Isaac as our leader right now on the leaderboard.
Okay. Before you go on, why don't you read the question first and then move on?
Who was originally planned to voice Shrek? And the choices are Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy, or Chris Farley.
They can see the answers, Monster.
I know. I'm reading it for the audio version.
Okay. Well,
they want to.
You should before you actually move on, you should say it, because you're going to be coming in after they already have probably timed out, right, thanks to the lag. So I would type it in the Discord chat, or I would say it, then type it in the Discord chat, or I'll type it in the Discord chat, and then you move on, because people timed out.
All right, so 2 people got Chris Farley, which is the correct answer. 8 people chose Adam Sandler, 3 people chose Eddie Murphy, and 3 people chose Mike Myers. So, yeah.
So before you move on, Monster.
No, I know.
Okay.
All right. So right now on our leaderboard, we have Classic Cam in the lead with 966 points, followed by TMN Isaac, Pleo TCA, Brian Koch, and Crystal. All right. So, woo! All right. So, so the next question is, what does the SKG in DreamWorks SKG stand for? And I'll just wait a minute.
Heck yeah.
And I'm launching the question now. All right, and the choices are Sophistication Keynote Greatness, Sauce Kool-Aid Grapes, Spielberg Katzenberg Geffen, or Stories Kindred Garrigue. All right.
Heck yeah.
And we have our results. And the correct answer was Spielberg, Katzenberg, Geffen. 10 people chose that. 16 people chose sauce, Kool-Aid, grapes. Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. Yeah, and then we had 5 people choose stories, kindred, Garrigue, and 4 people choose sophistication, keynote, greatness.
You know what's the interesting thing about the 3 initials, Spielberg, Katzenberg, and etc.? It's interesting since, do you know about the whole like ants life, bugs life thing? Apparently, so Katzenberg used to work for Disney as like the co-CEO of Disney next to Eisner, but Eisner and him didn't really see eye to eye on certain projects and films when they were working on Disney. So Katzenberg decided to. But during the time of his leave, he was overhearing that Pixar was working on an ant film. So Katzenberg was like, an ant film? So he formed his own company with Spielberg and etc. And they made another ants film, coincidentally, and such.
Cool. I apologize
See,
for the sloppiness
you know.
of this Kahoot. This is the first time we're trying this, so it's not exactly as going as well as we hoped. Okay, next question. The popularity of Finding Nemo led to a strong decrease in the population of clownfish. True or false? We'll wait for a bit. What do you guys think?
Oh, I know the answer.
You know the answer?
Yeah.
Like in sales or people catching them in the in the wild?
Yeah,
That's a very interesting question.
The clownfish
Which one is
population.
true and which one is false, monsters?
And boom. The one on the left is true.
Yeah, we could have just displayed it on the stream, no? Like screen shared it or something.
No, yeah, I know. It's tough when I have like 20 different windows on 2 different monitors.
I mean, I could have done that, but that's all right. I mean, we warned you guys that this is going to be our first stream, so there's going to be something going on. So, but this is, I'm glad you guys like the idea because this is something we definitely wanted to do.
Right.
Are you guys having fun at least with this? Like, doing a recast live with people watching?
What?
I was asking, are you guys having fun at least? Having it live instead of like being pre-recorded?
Oh yeah, this has been going well, I think.
Right.
I'm still bleeding though. It really hurts. She really dug her nail in. She literally was dangling by my hand.
Right.
I should have grabbed her hand.
Okay. 30 people chose true. 26 people chose false. And yeah, the correct answer is true. Finding Nemo did lead a bunch of people to go get clownfish, and that actually caused distress in the population.
Wait, the answer is true? I thought the question was led to the decrease.
Yeah, no, it did lead to a decrease.
Holy cow, I have no idea. But I'm not surprised, during the time, but dang.
Right. Okay, on our leaderboard, we have Samuel in first place with 2,763 points.
Ooh, good job, Sam.
Yeah, good job,
Nice.
Sam. All right. And the last question, I'll ask it now. And I believe this is a true or false. Ratatouille was the first Pixar movie to be shown in 3D. True or false? I believe true is on the left, and false is on the right.
Let me type it out first. Oh, okay. You said, I believe, decrease in population, and I typed out decrease in popularity.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll set it now.
Okay. Forgive my spelling of Ratatouille. I was trying to type fast. Nikki, you know the scene in Lion King where Mufasa goes to try to grab Scar's hand, and Scar like grabs it, and then he like digs his claws in instead.
Oh yeah, like long live the king. Yeah. What about that? Oh, is that what you're trying to do?
That's what happened. Well, she's out now. She's not still dangling by my hand. But
were you like, long live the pie? No.
All right, and we got our results back, And most people got this correct. The answer is false. Ratatouille was not the first Pixar movie to be shown in 3D. It was Up. So
Yeah, that I was like, I'm pretty sure it was Up because I remember the advertisements for it.
I typed Disney, but I guess it's true or false either. Yeah, next time this will go better, guys.
yeah, we apologize. So in first place we have Watch Sharp Talk. In second place we have Samuel, and in third place we have Zynical.
Woo!
So congrats to everybody. We apologize for the technical difficulties.
Ooh, monsters. I thought for next time, what if we let the winner pick the next recast? We come up with like 3 ideas, and we
like an incentive to win.
Yeah. Next time.
I like that.
I saw your comments, Jordan, about using quiz.izz. We'll definitely pick something a little better.
Right.
Or we'll just display the Kahoot on the screen. That's another option.
Right.
Although there might still be lag with that, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. All right.
So
Thanks.
do you want to do for about 10 minutes do some last Q&A?
I'm down.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
it. We'll go to 10:15 EST. So if you guys want to ask questions, either in the regular chat or in the Ask Questions Live section of the Discord, we'll get to answer it.
That's the wrong one.
Opinion on Disney's Doug. It exists. I never saw it.
Yeah. Nope.
Do we guys read every single news suggestion and question on the server, or do we skim through and pick the ones that catch our eye? I mean, like, I don't know that we read every single one, but we try to read as many as we can. Some we don't pick because, or sometimes we do pick it and then we like go to record it and we just don't have anything to say about it, so we cut it for that week.
We had a
or
close
time
call,
is long.
Last week with the Batman one.
Oh yeah, did you leave that in?
No, I cut it out.
Okay, yeah. We actually mentioned the Into the Spider-Verse, but for Batman thing that was proven false by the time the thing, and we didn't have too much to say anyway, so we felt like cutting it. Opinion on the Seinfeld finale? Great idea, terrible execution.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. How do you feel about Pixar's Pearl? Did you guys see this?
Oh, I seen that yesterday actually.
I
I have some thoughts about it.
I did. Nikki?
Okay, so first of all, I noticed that the animation was kind of choppy, or the frame rate wasn't set right. I saw some jitteriness and some like arms and such, so it was like, oh, okay, like maybe they had to finish this in time, smooth it all out. But like, the character herself, Pearl, looked nice. Like you can see the yarn and such. But overall, so basically, if you guys didn't know, or if the chat doesn't know, Pixar's doing a new thing where they're going to release a series of Pixar shorts, not necessarily for movies, but for like Disney streaming service or for online, where they want to like allow some creators on the work team, like basically for anyone who works under Pixar, can make their own short or like tell their own story. And I like that a lot. It'll showcase some talent out there underneath the Pixar team. And the first short was a short named Pearl, which is about a ball of yarn portrayed as a girl who goes to work for a bro company, which is like a guy, it's just full of bro dudes, the kind of thing, and she has trouble fitting in with them, or like they don't understand her girly, kitschy ways and such. And so when I was first watching this, first I was like, okay, why all these dudes look the same? Like did I recognize the model? This is an Incredibles 2 or 1 model they used in many background shots of the film. And it was so weird because some of them had they had skin texture or something like that, like some blemishes, and some had their noses pulled out and different hair colors. It was like, but they're all the same character, or at least the same model, so that put me off a lot. Basically the whole short encased of like a ball of yarn, someone who's like soft and stuff, can't really fit into a bro or dude environment or something like that. I was kind of confused what message they're trying to show. Are they trying to show like women had to adapt in a men's environment? Is it a message about like some people feel like they have to conform into an environment in
Nikki,
general?
You missed the message of that short?
Yeah, I feel like I missed the message. I think I was too distracted by the models.
No, that's
like all
literally
the animation jitters.
It's about women and diversity in the bro-centric workplace. And
I was,
honestly,
yeah, I was. No, go ahead, because I'm curious what you thought of it.
it was cute. Like I think really more than anything else, it was made as a sign of solidarity after Lasseter, showing that Pixar is inclusive and doesn't stand by really creepy sexist overtones.
Mhm.
But as a short, I kind of found it a little preachy and on the nose. But it was still cutely animated. But I don't know. I've seen better versions of this the concept. But I think as a message, it means a little more than the actual animation.
Yeah,
Oh, we got to move on to more questions, though, Nick.
yeah, okay. No, I was saying, it's like, it's okay short. I'm excited for more.
What's your opinion on Bob's Burgers? Nothing, guys.
I never saw it.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's an utterly average animated sitcom. It's good to put on as background noise. Every so often they have a great episode, but I don't think it's anything special, to be honest with you. It's just another Fox long running animated sitcom. My favorite episode of BoJack. Oh man, I don't know. Like the second to last episode of the second season, I believe, the one with where he goes to prom with Penny. That one's really good. There's also the the second to last episode of I want to say the fourth season, the one with Beatrice. I'm not great at knowing the names of those episodes, but I love like most of them. Free Churro stands out as well. Also the Undersea episode. Which show's plot formula is more tiring, Phineas and Ferb's or Fairly Odd Parents? I mean, I don't think Fairly Odd Parents ever became aware that it had a formula. I think it just fell into it. Like, I don't think it started out with a formula. I mean, other than like Timmy makes a wish and it's wrong. But like Fairly Odd Parents got really formulaic with like Cosmo says stupid joke, Wanda nags him, Timmy says something stupid and makes a wish, and like Phineas and Ferb is formulaic, sure, but that's like the whole thing about Phineas and Ferb is that they're aware that it's formulaic, and so you watch it to see what they're gonna do differently about the formula in X episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Times Arrow. That's the episode from BoJack. The second to last one. Pieguy just did the McDonald's jingle.
Someone asked in the YouTube chat, what are your guys' favorite reviews you ever done?
Favorite videos? Oh, favorite reviews.
Yeah, favorite reviews you've done so far. That's your favorite.
Man, I don't even know. What do you think, Pieguy?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
Oh, we've done too many at this point.
Yeah.
Alyssa Swain, thanks again for the super chat. Do you ship Beast Boy and Terra? I thought they were cute together. I don't say I actively ship like any characters, to be honest. Generally,
I mean, they're like intrinsically shipped in the show.
Well, it's not called shipping if it's like in the show, really.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but they were cute together. I like that pairing more than Beast Boy and Raven. Although Beast Boy and Cyborg is OTP. More like bro TP, am I
right? There's a question from Nerdy Thespian in the Discord chat. What's an animated show or movie that you feel is underrated and wish got more attention?
That could be said for a lot.
Yeah. I don't think Rick and Morty gets enough attention. No, that's a joke.
Your IQ.
I mean, I don't think BoJack gets enough attention, but that's an obvious answer. I would say for older shows, I still don't think Rocco gets the praise that it deserves for doing a lot of things and also for basically making SpongeBob happen.
Personally, I think for me, for a TV show at least, was House of Mouse, because that show because that show showed first case Disney making fun of Disney. So it's basically before what they do are nowadays with their animated movies. I feel like it's very like underrated, and I think was a pretty good, funny quality show. Plus, it showcased some old shorts he had from like 50 years ago.
Thanks for the super chat, M6. Thoughts on the Danganronpa V3 ending? I never made it that far into V3 for some reason. Oh, wait. Is V3 the third game or the season? I can never remember. I think V3 is the game, because if it's the game, I made it like a little bit in, and I think I had burned out from like marathoning the first 2 Danganronpas like really close together for hours and hours on end. I do plan on playing it at some point. In terms of the show, it's a little too happy of an ending, I would say. Alyssa Swain asks, do we watch Lindsay Ellis, Folding Ideas, Mother Basement, Extra Credits, Linkara, Nerdwriter? Did you? I watched none of these people, actually.
I watched a couple. I watch Nerdwriter sometimes, and I watch Wisecrack sometimes. But I mean, a lot of these creators are anime YouTubers, and I don't really watch anime, so they don't really appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Lindsay Ellis myself, and someone who's kind of part of the group, but not really. I like Phaelus a lot in there. So
yeah. I mean, I used to watch Lindsay, and I used to watch Linkara, but I don't know.
Hey, it's Leah.
Yeah, hello,
Oh my
Miss
God.
Leia. We see you dabbing over there. Leia.
Trying to go cool.
She was the one I did a bunch of Steven Universe collabs with, and she's got her own Steven Universe channel. She's pretty cool. She was on the recast.
Yeah.
Check her out.
She's dating Nikki, right? Oh goodness.
Wow, you said.
What are your opinions on the 2003 Star Wars: The Clone Wars cartoon? I love it.
Awesome.
We should.
No, I don't.
We should.
You guys should do it.
Well, yeah, we should do a Star Wars recast. I mean, we kind of did in terms of Tiny Toons and Animaniacs, but like,
right.
It's like, we did Star Wars without Star Wars.
No, I think you guys should definitely do it. It's like it was kind of, to me, like the 2003 Star Wars films were like almost experimental in a way. They were like, I was like, oh, okay, that's unexpected.
Let's do a recast on The Last Jedi and Force Awakens.
Oh no.
What a fair comparison.
we had a pretty like lengthy discussion on The Last Jedi in the Christmas episode. All right, last question. Recast on, thank you, Alyssa Swain, again. Recast on Superman Doomsday and the Death of Superman, Reign of Superman. You know what? I will copy that and put it in our list of ideas and look into that. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Some loser shows up right at the very end. I'm just kidding. You're awesome, Kuro. Do you even know how to make a pie? I don't. I sure don't.
Oh, Kuro.
Do you know how to make a skull?
Controversial opinion.
Can you?
You better not be saying that cake is better than pie. If that's what's coming up.
It is.
Cake is better than pie.
You are literally a monster.
Pie, at least the way that I've been served pie, is so dry. I can't stand it.
You've been eating.
I agree with you, monsters.
Have you guys had dessert?
This is
pie?
anarchy. We're overthrowing the authority.
Have you guys had dessert pies, or have you just had like apple pie?
Dessert pies.
Oh.
Dessert, yeah,
pies aren't
same here.
that bad.
I
Like McDonald's apple pie is not that bad.
How about Burger King Hershey pie? That's where it's at.
Oh god.
Like the filling's decent, but the crust is dry always.
You guys are upsetting me, and I have to attend to my huge wound.
Battle scar.
Just like cake, me and monsters are big softies, okay? We just like soft things, okay, rather than your dry, crusty things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't have any way to respond to that, so.
Oh no, we've started a civil war.
You cast Civil War.
Are you team cake or team pie?
Oh goodness. All right. Well, at any rate, thank you very much, audience, for being here. This was great. 157 people. We got about 200 people at peak. That's awesome. All the questions you guys sent. You guys sent some really good questions. Usually when I stream, I get like a lot of the same question over and over again. But I think this Discord strategy worked in that we got really varied questions. Great interactions. We're sorry about the Kahoot thing. We'll have that fixed for next time, definitely.
Yeah.
We in probably a week or two we'll announce when the next community cast is going to be. We don't want it to line up with like the 30th episode, because we want to do something special for that as well. So we got to kind of be careful about when we schedule it and everything. But
Right.
typically it's going to be Wednesday nights. That's I have off Thursdays, so that's kind of the best for us. But we might switch it. But it seems like we had a good turnout here, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
And so thank you guys. Thank you to Kuro, Leia, and Cosmo for showing up in our chat. Thanks for the cameos, guys. You guys are a part of the extended recast family, of course. Thanks to Nintendo for tweeting us out too. He's all right too.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank
to
you
Nikki for being here.
Yeah, for coming for the whole
Yeah.
thing. We didn't.
No, it's
Yeah.
no, it's no problem. I love this. This was so much fun. I never had this much fun in a while.
Aw, that's great.
Aw.
I'm glad, Nikki. Thank you, Monsters, for putting a lot of this together. You, if it was up to me, it'd be a black screen and it'd be Google Hangouts. But you had like the whole recast thing up here. You did a good job.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you for running the show and giving us a platform to talk and have fun.
Aw.
Yeah, let's give a big applause to Pie and Monsters for setting this up for everyone and having fun.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah,
Clapping for
it's
myself.
recast time.
All right, guys. So you're gonna have to go the longest you've ever been without a recast, because it's gonna be about 10 days before the next. Because there's nothing coming this Sunday. Next Sunday is when we're gonna do.
Oh
the
no!
Rugrats that are going
I
out.
hate it.
Sunday, February 17th. That sounds like such a long time away.
But you can always pop over to the Ink Tanks channel. I'm sure a video with me in it will be up over there before the next recast. So,
Yeah.
you're welcome, Kuro. All right, guys. PIEGUYRULZ out.
Catch you guys next time.
Toodle.